How did Detente impact US-Soviet relations? Have you ever wondered how two superpowers could ease tensions while still competing for global influence? Let's take a closer look at the period known as Detente and its impact on United States and Soviet relations during the Cold War. Detente refers to a time in the late 1960s and 1970s when the United States and the Soviet Union sought to reduce tensions and avoid direct conflict, especially nuclear war. This shift was a significant change from the earlier years of the Cold War, where hostility was the norm. From the Soviet perspective, Detente was a chance to gain international recognition. The Soviet Union wanted to be seen as an equal to the United States. They aimed for formal acceptance of their interests and military strength. By engaging in Detente, Soviet leaders hoped to secure economic benefits, such as technology transfers and increased trade, which would help improve living standards for their citizens. However, Detente did not mean the end of the ideological rivalry. The United States continued its containment policy, which aimed to limit the spread of communism. Instead of direct confrontation, the United States used diplomatic agreements and arms control talks to influence Soviet behavior. This approach was sometimes called linkage. It meant that, if the Soviets showed restraint in supporting revolutionary movements, they could be rewarded with benefits like grain sales or technology. For the Soviet Union, Detente opened doors to Western goods and technology. This access was seen as a way to modernize their economy. Yet, Soviet leaders remained committed to spreading communist ideology and supporting revolutionary movements whenever possible. The United States, aware of this, wanted to use Detente to draw the Soviets into agreements that would make them more invested in maintaining the status quo. Practical examples of Detente include the signing of the Strategic Arms Limitation Talks treaties. These treaties limited the number of nuclear weapons each side could possess, reducing the risk of accidental war. Additionally, the United States improved relations with China, which put more pressure on the Soviet Union to cooperate with the West. While Detente represented a shift in tactics, the fundamental conflict between capitalism and communism remained. The Soviet Union continued to support communist movements around the world, while the United States sought to limit their spread. Detente provided a framework for managing this rivalry, but it did not resolve the deeper ideological differences. Essence, Detente changed the nature of US-Soviet relations by reducing direct confrontation and increasing cooperation. For the Soviet Union, it was a pragmatic strategy to gain recognition and resources. For the United States, it was a way to manage and contain communist power through diplomacy and incentives. Both sides remained committed to their core beliefs, but Detente created a more stable international environment during a critical period of the Cold War.